I've been wanting to do a walk around on a video of my side-by-side since I got all the stuff put on it. Maybe show you all some of the stuff that I've put on it you all might like. May want to sort of get that for your side-by-side, because I'm the type of guy who goes by his budget about everything. So most of the stuff I got on there ain't going to break the bank. It's not the most expensive thing I put on is the tires and wheels, but everything else is pretty reasonable price wise. And I'll walk you around and show you everything I've got and what I like that I got on it now, what I may plan on changing over time. But I bought it new. This is the 2021 S model. I bought it new back in March, and it has about 300 miles on it, and so far I love it. It's smooth as far as riding goes. I added a little bit of preload to the front shock, sort of to level it out some. And I think it's now sitting about 13, a little over 13.5 inches under the front differential. I've not measured the back, but it seems like it was around 14. So it's pretty close to level as far as ground clearance front and back. So I'll take you through what I've bought and put on it. So far I've put, let's see, one of the first things I did put on it was these. These are Maxxis Carnivore tires, 28-inch tires, and that's a Tusk. I bought those off. I bought the tire and wheel actually both off of Rocky Mountain ATV. And that wheel is a Tusk, and I still don't know how to say it. It's UINTA beadlock wheel. But that setup looks really nice. The only thing I wish I had different was 30s. But with it having a stock clutch, I didn't want to run 30s. I think the front tires were almost 16-pound difference from what they had stock, and the rear setup was about 7 pounds difference. So I didn't want to go with 30s and make it too heavy and wear my belt real bad. So that was like my first purchase, and that's the biggest thing I put on, the most expensive. I got the Windshield, which is a super ATV flip-up windshield from the dealer, and I think it was about $400 and some. I reckon you can get those a little bit cheaper, but I wanted that real quick, so I just added it in with the machine when I bought it. That mirror is a review mirror. It is a Hart Horse 15-inch mirror. It's curved. And you can see, if you set it straight, you couldn't hardly see behind you, or see, like, I like seeing who's in the back seat, or, you know, seeing the kids in the back seat. So I sort of curved it like that, fixed the brackets like that, and it's offset, so you can see perfect behind you now. For the stereo system, I went with that's the Boss Marine Gauge receiver. And you see a lot of the Teryx have that. And so far it does real well. Right there beside of it to the right, that is also a Boss adapter that adapts to USB. You can charge your phone, plug in USB. And it also has a little auxiliary port there. The speakers I also that's a 4-inch Boss speaker. You can see where I set them at. A lot of people set them on the back, but with them being 4 inches, I put them right there. They're 200 watt each, and where they're sitting, both front and back, you can hear them very clear. They're plenty loud enough. I mean, even at 30 and 40 mile an hour, which you don't hold it at 30, 40 mile an hour for long periods, but even then you can still hear it. At trail speed, you can hear it really well. So I think those were about 95, or I'm sorry, those were $80, and the receiver piece was 95. So that was, like I said, on the cheaper side. of the stereo system. Now in the rear, I don't know what kind of fire extinguisher that is, so I can't really tell you there. I can't remember that. My whips are 4-foot LED whips, and they came from the the online LED store. Seems like they were about 70, 80 bucks each, something to that nature. And to mount them, I actually made, this is a light bar bracket. It's not made for whips. The whip bracket is actual metal, and that right there is aluminum. And I had to drill out and put my own bolts. I had to buy longer bolts to go all the way through, because the bolt did just go into here and it stripped out with the weight of that. So I had to do a little bit of work on it, but those were about, I think, close to $20 cheaper each than what the actual light bar mount was. So that's why I went with them. A little bit more work, but about $40 cheaper. Like I said, if I can save money, I'll do it. Those for the kids to keep them from getting smacked in the face, those are vet nets. If you ask anybody on any of the forums about nets for the back, I can about guarantee they're going to say vet nets. They're obviously the best, or the top seller for that. And let's see, for the light bar, that's a 52-inch light bar, curved. And I don't know who the maker of it is, but I bought all this stuff, or the majority of it, off Amazon. Autosaver is what store it says that's from. And it's 52-inch curved. Like I said, I think I paid about 85 bucks for it. And that's how I've got it mounted. That's a 2-inch extender there. And then also for that bolt, for it to work, I bought a little bit longer Allen screw, and I put a lock nut, a bolt or nut on it. I figured where it's gonna be vibrating and things, I'm gonna need something like that. But you can see it's got a little bit less camber now than what it did when I bought it. Like I said, that's where I just adjusted the preload, and there it is. Let me turn it on. I'll turn these whips on and stuff. Oh, there's my voltage meter. This is the only thing that confuses me about this. You've got to plug it in before it'll read it. You got to take it out and plug it in each time. That's at 24, and I think it goes up to about 45. And so it's plenty loud enough. Those are just rocker switches. I mean, you can buy every kind of rocker switch under the sun. I wanted mine blue, so they match this. And I'm not even going to attempt to take credit for the wiring on it. My father-in-law did all that, and he did a good job on it. He's got a video up on his page of how he did everything. Pretty much all I done was decide where I wanted to place each thing, and then he wired it for me. So, but if you like my setup, I'm going to try to post links to all of the everything that I've got on it in the description of the video. So that way, like I said, if you like my setup, think it'll look good on your machine. You know, you'll know where to get it. The only other thing that I may do, I may take this light bar off over time and buy those pods and mount them here and have that instead of the light bar. No big reason besides I just think it'll look better. That's pretty much it. I'm going to put some rock lights under it and a winch, and that will be pretty much, I'll be done with it. I'll have everything on it that I want on it. So just keep following me. Hopefully we'll be going to some ATV parks in the future, and maybe we'll have some ride videos and show you how it rides. It does real well. In the 300 miles that I've rode it, we love it. So just stay posted.